Hey everyone. So, something came up on my end, so I'm gonna have to take flight day and as per usual, you can find me with my Switch friend code and my PlayStation name, and tomorrow when I'm not writing or editing, and which is good. And I was thinking about it myself, so before I do that, I thought I'd get you another video that I've been working on for a bit. So now that I've finally finished the whole show, which is honestly great. I've spent my entire life not really thinking about prize fights or World Cup, and I don't have any inclination to start now. I will say, hey, that since I still have Apple TV, for a bit, it'll grant me things I actually have much more interest in, such as last year's blockbuster F1, the highly acclaimed, satirical dramedy Severance, and Our Subject Today, which is one that actually legitimately surprised me when I first saw it, and still does every time I visit it. So let's talk about Apple TV's reboot Harriet the Spy and why it is the best reboot you probably haven't seen. Let's begin. Admittedly, while I was never the biggest fan of previous adaptations, let alone the original book by Louise Fitzherg, Herg, I definitely admit that the character her has an appeal which has actually endured a lot more than one might think. And that being the case, is I can definitely say the crew behind the show did a great job of exploring the source material over 2 seasons, consisting of 20 episodes, with key figures including Lisa Henson and one of Jim's children, I believe, who is working with her late father's company and is doing a good job at helping sustain his legacy. A, and also Will McGraw, a veteran and producer who has been involved with numerous shows for Nickelodeon alongside his recurring partner Christopher Scardy. And I also appreciate the voice cast including the likes of Jane Lynch, Charlie Adler, who also does the voice direction, and as well as being one of the appearances of the late Michelle Trachtenberg, who was a probably a previous version character, and Alicia Bear. I definitely have enjoyed her work a long time, and I honestly think it was an interesting choice to actually keep the setting of the books intact, at which actually helps give the whole affair more timeless look and feel. Also in a specific moment in time, I'm in for New York City, the and the many ups and downs that Harriet and her friends and family have in their everyday lives, including her nanny, child psychologist, and spiritual advisor Ogali, who fully acknowledges that she won't be around for her forever, as wants to try and give her the insight and independence to make her own decisions and to seek out truth in a world full of deceit, hate, and nothing as it seems. Definitely, I would say someone after my own heart, so to speak. While there is continuity where the events of some episodes do come up again later, especially regarding Harry's relations with the world around her, or it, for the most part, it actually is a very nice episodic show, which is increasing rarity in this day and age, where a lot of works are basically like season-long movies, including the animation we've been consuming, I mean, it's increasingly tough for newcomers to really get invested, and where paradoxically, he where some works need time to find their audience and are simultaneously not given that time, more often than not being set on the chopping block after a couple seasons at best. But sometimes times just being able to enjoy the show is on its own terms can work wonders. I mean, whereas I also really enjoy the presentation of the show. It definitely it kind of looks like something they would have done in the 60s had they had access to the technology and statistics we do now. How even, especially like some, like a lot of Harriet's Flights of Fancy, many of which he actually acts out with old golly, like sometimes using props. I mean, like the fact that her last baby tooth has to come out, or imagining what the future will be after spending the day fittingly at the 1964 World's Fair, which has influenced as countless other amusement parks and other works to this day. Hey, and of course, there's also like how they remix certain elements of sports material, such as finding out the secret about the reclusive man and his cats. And also, in many respects, is as much a coming of age story as it is as one about writing, so to speak. I mean, it is definitely, it's not just the major changes like how everything starts to look, sound, taste, smell, and indeed feel different as one gets older. That the challenges end up don't just increasing over time, but they also end up taking new, often unexpected forms, such as having to deal with the more upscale dinner parties, these when you're not used to wearing formal wear, or, or trying to deal with the snooty benefactor of a local museum, him, and going after the same bird that you're after. But it can also lead to often new and exciting ideas as well. One episode I particularly enjoy is like a scavenger hunt where Harriet and her friends are able to use their knowledge of the streets to gain an upper hand over Harriet's rival, who is busy badgering her driver. Had to hurry up and fixing that flat tire as well. So, and also how sometimes times simple misunderstandings can lead to both pleasant surprises and not so pleasant ones. One overall idea is like this. When you're faced with a challenge you didn't anticipate, it's what options do you have? Do you choose just turn away from it all? Or do you face it and with earnesty and openness as laying out everything you like and dislike about the world around you? And I'm ultimately glad that the way they show the picture is one that makes us choose a ladder. Likewise, while I haven't seen the show talked about as much as other her her, her recent revivals of also reimaginings of beloved stories from years past, as when I have seen it talked about, it is almost always in a highly positive light. Much like The Onion and that she eats in a mock court setting, heading the story and her character has layers, so to speak. I have personally never been a person who solely watches or plays something based on the nebulous guidelines of some guy who doesn't know what he's talking about, nor or for just because as it's releasing a certain time of week, day, month, or year. I do it because I have a personal desire here to experience something and to share that experience and with others as well. And that has always been true, no matter what I decide to cover or how I decide to cover it. That I ultimately have the final say about whatever I address, and so do all of you. I mean, so whatever, especially in this day and age, however you want to talk about, be it's something that's nuanced like this, or something that's loud, absurd, heard, and has a bunch of characters that resemble cowboys, space rangers, there's superheroes from Krypton, superheroes from Eternia. Uh, it is your decision. And with that in mind, I will see you all again at after Monday, or after I get Texas Toy Story, whichever comes first. That'll be all for now. So, take care, everyone.